Yo, welcome back to the GM Podcast. I'm Miller.
I'm Gav.
And today we're going to be breaking down the first week of college football. So I just want to ask my first question. Who did you think was the most impressive team in this opening weekend?
Ooh, most impressive team. Okay. I was impressed with Tennessee.
Okay. See, that's what that was. Yeah, I was considering that.
I know that obviously a lot of these teams played
FCS kind of.
Yeah, like FCS or just mid-major teams. But I think Nico is the top quarterback in the country.
Yeah.
They got some pieces on that defense. James Pierce, gonna be a top draft pick
for sure.
Yeah, I like Tennessee, and really, honestly, the whole SEC impressed me. Yeah, like Vanderbilt went and took a game from Virginia Tech, who Pat McAfee had winning the ACC. Yeah. Texas impressed me. Arch Manning is going to be just off the one, like the couple plays he had, like he's going to be a dog. Bama, obviously. Yeah. Ole Miss was up at the half by 50. Dude, obviously the whole teams are playing SES or mid-major teams, but just
the way they got it done was impressive.
They got it done. Obviously, Georgia beating Clemson.
Beat the hell out of them.
Yeah. Now with Texas and Oklahoma now being in the SEC is just stacked. Like, it's not even – I genuinely think other than maybe, like, Ohio State. Yeah, literally, other than Ohio State, I think if you ranked top teams in the country, like, the top 6 or top 7 might be all SEC teams, in my personal opinion, just based off week 1. And lastly, another team that really impressed me, didn't put up a lot of points, was Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's what I was going to.
That defense is...
Yeah, so Notre Dame's defense, they got that part of the ball figured out. They look like they have a different energy this year with how they're approaching the game. Obviously, they're still independent.
Right.
But Riley Leonard coming over from Duke, he looks great as a quarterback. Especially, I don't know about NFL right now, but for college, he's a great college quarterback.
He knows his decision making was great. He knew when to run the ball.
Their running back is good. They always have a good running back. It seems like really Notre Dame is going to be, if they can figure out a consistency within their wide receiver group, they're going to be in the college football playoff and they could do some real damage.
And looking at their schedule, they might have one more extremely tough game. And it might be at the end of their season. I think they could go 12-0, and it sucks with the new rule. Like, they'll go 12-0, they'll be undefeated probably, in my personal opinion, and they'll be the 5 seed because they're not in a conference.
Yeah, which is, I feel like if these teams get a chance, they
just gotta, it just sucks because you gotta win an extra game in that playoff
for sure. But if I feel like if you get in the playoff, these teams are like, okay, you gave me my chance, I'm fine with that. So I don't know if there's too much of an overreaction where that goes, but. My next question is, who was the most impressive player you watched? This
it's cliche and it's boring, but Travis Hunter.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah. But if we're going, obviously what Travis Hunter did was the most impressive in my personal opinion. But obviously, I've been known he could do that. Yeah. Just off of last year. Yeah. So seeing him do it again is just, it's still like, dang. Yeah. But the 2 freshman receivers, the one from, actually, I think there was another one at Auburn, but.
Ohio State.
Yeah,
JJ. I forget.
The Ohio State receiver. And Ryan Williams at Alabama.
2 for 140 is a ridiculous stat
2 for 140. He had literally the cornerbacks running into each other.
Yeah. 17 years old. That's
what is it, Jeremiah Smith?
He was Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah.
And then the dude from Alabama was born in 2007.
Yeah, he's 17 years old.
That's ridiculous, bro.
I saw a clip some dude on stream was calling the high school
I saw it.
And asked why I let him graduate.
I saw that, bro.
Just imagine. Like, if he was in high school right now.
He could literally be.
So, like, with him being that age, though, does he have to do 4 years?
Nah. I think it's still 3 years. I would hope.
Is it an age thing in the NFL, or is it just a...
It's a years.
Oh, you have to do 3 years?
Yeah, I think it's 3 years of college. Oh. I think. I don't know.
That you might start seeing that being a trend.
The people graduating early?
Yeah, because a lot of people know you're going to sit as a freshman.
Yeah.
So they might as well go ahead and get that sitting year out the way.
Yeah. And I agree with you, but you also brought up a good point the other day. It's a thing to where in football, it's about your size, your growth. 100%. So these guys, even though they might be that good skill-wise, like their feet, their hands,
I won't be able to play in the SEC.
They might not be ready.
Yeah, exactly.
So you never know. Obviously, Ryan Williams, 2 touchdowns in the first game, but you don't know what he's going to be doing against SEC competition in his first year. But the most impressive guy I watched was Miller Moss out of USC. So obviously he sat behind Caleb Williams, which might have been the best thing for him.
For sure.
He was great. He obviously had a great attitude about it. Stayed patient for 2 years. Stayed down. Lincoln Riley always has been a great offensive coach. For sure. And really, that whole USC offense was
Zachariah
Branch is extremely
talented.
Yeah, he's explosive.
Yeah.
And then number 10, I forgot what his name is. He's a problem.
Yeah.
He had 2 of the craziest catches in the first week.
That game-winning catch, holding on to that ball is so
impressive.
impressive.
The throw and catch was just and Miller Moss, that's a hospital throw first off, but it's a dot.
Yeah.
And he caught it. So, yeah, Miller Moss, he looked poised yesterday. The ball was it felt like it was coming off exactly where it needed to. He was throwing with what's the word? He was throwing with intention, like he knew where his receivers were going to be. He was just ready for that moment, for the big moment, for the Sunday night game, which is for the past 3 years has always seemed to be great.
Yeah.
So we need to watch out for USC in the Big Ten this year because obviously Ohio State is the top dog and they got weapons on that offense. Obviously Jeremiah Smith, Emeka Egbuka, but USC, if Lincoln Riley, obviously he's going to do his thing on offense, but their defense showed up yesterday.
For the first time, I could say like their defense looked good.
Now
under Lincoln Riley, which I couldn't say at Oklahoma either.
And LSU always has good receivers, which they obviously do. And by the way, the celebration yesterday, come on, man.
Yeah,
you got to be better than that.
For sure.
Like because
he went to the sideline.
I wouldn't say because that's the thing that happens. Obviously, 7-on-7 culture now.
Yeah,
you doing all that stuff, but I don't, bro. You gotta know better. First off, penalty that causes the Zachariah Branch return.
There's gotta be like a fine or something.
And then now it's like, do they suspend him? Because I feel like they could have done a lot worse. And then in the Notre Dame game, something else random. The receiver has a great catch on the sideline, back shoulder.
Yeah.
Gets up and shoves the guy in the back. Luckily, they didn't call that.
Yeah.
Luckily, college football is being extremely lenient with these guys right now.
For sure.
But let's control our emotions. These are college football players. That's what you expect.
Yeah.
They're still college kids.
Yeah.
But dang, bro, I was looking at those 2 plays. I'm like, whoa. Y'all just made great plays. Don't ruin it like that. But yeah.
And it sucks for LSU because first of all, back to back, this 3 years in a row now they've lost week 1.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Under Brian Kelly. And you start to I actually had high hopes for LSU. I thought they were going to win this game. Just going into it.
Yeah.
From what I know, I didn't know that USC quarterback was going to be that good.
Dude, he is the
But also, I mean, you got to look at it like the LSU. Honestly, I think it started from the very beginning of the game. I think LSU, they drove down the field so easily. It was like 12 plays, 70-something yards. And they throw it back shoulder, number 2. Probably the best receiver on LSU. He's the goods, number 2.
He's very good.
But his foot was out of bounds.
Yeah.
And then they go for it on 4th down. Call timeout, don't go for it. Then they go for it on 4th down. And they just throw it away. Like, they don't get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
And from there, USC goes down. And it's just the whole momentum change. You just take your points 3-0. And they would have needed those 3 points. I'm big on take your points, especially early in the game.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same way.
And they were on. It wasn't like they were at the 1 yard line. They were at the 3 yard line. It's like
I probably would have went for it too. I'm not gonna lie. Set the tone.
Yeah, but it's like I said, it's a complete momentum change when you don't get it.
I don't think that's where they lost the game necessarily. Because like you said yesterday,
it's not that's where they lost it. It's just the whole vibe changed after that because they were driving down so easily.
But I think they kept their offense was never really faltered. I think it was just the fact.
Yeah,
it was the fact. I mean, late game, and honestly, this didn't lose them the game either because USC drove down with ease at the end of the game. But
and I don't like just keeping everything from. I think you play in a tie game. It would be different if they were up 3.
But I don't think that's what they did though.
They were definitely letting the underneath routes up to like the 50-yard line.
Kind of, but it's also like
they had a easy
they had a minute 47.
Yeah,
I think they would have done that.
No, but I'm saying the LSU defense, they were letting them catch the underneath routes at the beginning of the drive. There was one time I saw it from a mile away. Guy ran just a curl right in the middle, and the quarterback just looks at him, and LSU's like, yes, don't throw it deep, throw it right here. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I never understood, not never understood, but if it's a tie game, I think you play to get a stop because they had 3 timeouts as well.
This is what I'll say though. I think they played defense in the right way. Honestly, this is what had to happen for them to get down there. First off, great drive by USC, but that USC kicker missed a 25-yard field goal at the beginning or at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
So they drive down, and it takes a cover 2 beater. A cover 2 beater, a crazy drive, a crazy catch, and a 15-yard penalty to get to where they were at the end of that drive.
Nah, for sure.
So
but
that's 30 more yards.
Before that, though, even if that pass don't get completed, they still have 20 seconds or something like that to get
into field goal range.
They were 5 yards from field goal range.
But that's a 45-yard field goal with a guy who just missed earlier.
Nah, yeah, he missed earlier.
College is college for game-winning kicks is.
Yeah,
it's not a very likely.
For sure, but it's also I don't know. I just like I said, I think they should have just played defense.
I think Miller Moss just outplayed. LSU.
At the end, he definitely did.
Yeah, it was him
because you had an easy throw to the flat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying too.
You had the easy throw to the flat.
But once again, even if he capitalized on that, it's still a touchdown, and USC walks away with it. It would have been 24-20, and USC would have scored a touchdown. So
I don't think that's what I'm saying. I don't know if USC would have scored a touchdown though.
They did score a touchdown.
No, they scored a touchdown, but I just don't know, because it changes everything when you're up.
Yeah.
When comparably, that's what I'm saying. It changed the way they play defense and everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I
think would have went to overtime.
I think they would have. No, I couldn't have went to overtime though.
Why?
Because if it was 24-20,
it wouldn't have been 24-20. LSU would have.
If they scored the touchdown.
Oh, you're saying
Yeah, they would have had to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
And they scored a touchdown without trying to score a touchdown. So
LSU would have won it, I think.
You think LSU would have won if they scored that last touchdown?
Yes.
I don't
think USC was coming out and scoring a touchdown.
But they did. They scored a touchdown.
Nah, they did, but like I said, you're playing defense completely differently.
Right, but you're also playing offense completely differently.
Yeah. I just personally think that LSU would have won the game.
I don't know.
I think the quarterback simply just outplayed the other quarterback.
I think
in the final 5 minutes of the game.
I think they were outcoached as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we'll see. I think LSU is, like you said, the SEC is deep this year. I think SEC is.
I had good hopes for LSU. I like their quarterback. I just don't think he capitalized in the last 5 minutes of the game.
No, I don't think he did either. For sure.
And how do I put it? The way LSU season could have went really good. Now it's like, dang, I don't know.
I feel like it's still
because I'm not gonna lie, they're not making the college football playoff.
But I feel like we're in a year this year. First off, I agree. Secondly, I don't think we're in a year this year to where we could just say, oh, after week 1, that team is not making the playoff. Because especially in games where they just played no one was expecting that out of USC.
No one was. But my thing is, I don't think they're not beating Ole Miss.
Hell, Ole Miss also was an impressive team this weekend.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I agree. But LSU's definitely. What I can tell you is they're definitely going to beat a team that they shouldn't beat. So it might be Ole Miss. Ole Miss might decide to have their bad week that game, and you just never know. LSU, look that up.
All right, they got Ole Miss, they got Texas A&M, they got Alabama, they got Oklahoma. Yeah,
they'll beat A&M and Oklahoma.
But the A&M defense is A&M's defense was good too. A&M didn't get their prop. A&M's quarterback is just
I bet they could beat Bama. I bet LSU could beat Bama. Ole Miss, I think Ole Miss is the best team in the SEC. Oh, wait, Texas is in the SEC though, and Georgia. God, yeah, like you said.
Yes, the SEC is crazy.
And Tennessee.
Yes,
and I think Nico is the second best quarterback in college football.
Yeah. What does he have? He goes in the draft the following year.
Yeah, because he was a freshman last year.
Yeah.
So he has 2 more years.
But he'll go after his junior, right?
Yeah. After what I've seen, as far as he'll go. He has to go after his junior year. But I think after what I've seen, Shedeur, Nico, Miller Moss obviously put on a clinic. Riley Leonard with running the football.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart is a problem. He's going to continue to be a problem.
No, Ole Miss, the SEC, and it's sad. Like, I genuinely think there should be like 5 SEC teams in the playoff, but there might only be like 3 or 4.
Yeah. That's more football for us. Hey, do you have any speed questions?
So I was just gonna ask you, who's your sleeper to make the college football playoff? A team that most people might not be thinking about, but has a pretty good shot to get in.
I'm gonna stick with USC, honestly.
Yeah.
Like they thoroughly impressed. Because obviously, if it's a 12-team playoff, I'm not picking anybody in the top 12. Yeah. But obviously, Tennessee is also up there for me. But I think USC, Lincoln Riley is going to have this offense high-powered once again. He's proven that he can do it with a good quarterback. And yesterday, their quarterback looked like he could handle pressure. And that's obviously where it starts. And obviously, their receiver, they already have a great dynamic with their receiving core.
Right.
And their running back as well. So the thing that spoke to me with USC, once again, was their defense last night and how they withstood pressure, because usually the knock against Lincoln Riley has been his defenses. Yeah. So, I like USC to make some noise. And honestly, not even only in regular season play. I think they can make some noise in the college football playoff. If they play the right team.
I definitely don't think they're a national championship contender, but I think they're definitely a college football playoff contender. Me personally, my 2 picks, and it's also because I really like their quarterback and they're in conferences that they could take advantage of. Miami.
Okay.
Cam Ward looked really good.
For sure. Yeah.
And Kansas. I looked at Kansas' schedule. They're obviously, I don't know, but Kansas looked good week 1. Quarterback's really talented. I really like Kansas, especially in that conference. I think looking at their schedule, the only game that I'm really extremely worried about is they'll have to either play a Utah or they're gonna play somebody like that in their conference championship. But
I don't think
once
those
again,
teams,
all you got to do is win your conference championship. So I think they could make that game for sure.
I think USC would have a better chance to win a natty than both of those teams because of the fact they're gonna come out of their conferences battle tested.
Well, and they just have better fronts, better it's just definitely. I just think
Florida.
Those are my sleepers.
That's what I had to cover. Also, who was your most disappointing team that you watched this?
I mean, Florida. They're the only team from the SEC. It's like damn.
Yeah.
Like
against Miami, by the way.
Yeah. But the biggest disappointment to me was Oregon.
I see where you're coming from.
Like every single team
handled business.
Except extremely well.
Yeah.
In the top 12? I mean, even Penn State. Penn State looked good.
Yeah.
People don't talk about them enough, but Penn State looked really good.
I think just them having new quarterback, kind of new system.
But it's Idaho.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know.
You're right.
If you're being talked about as the number 3 team in the country, Ohio State's number 2, right? Yeah.
But we're talking about the most disappointing team, and they won. You see what I'm saying?
It's disappointing from what I saw because it's not because I didn't expect Florida to win that game.
Yeah. So Florida State also.
Florida State for sure. But Florida State, yeah.
And honestly, Florida State might not even be the most disappointing team because I think me and you still like kind of what we saw.
Yeah.
I think they might have the most disappointing player, unfortunately.
DJ as a career. I mean, I remember watching him on what was that TV show called?
QB1.
QB1. I mean, he took the job.
Yeah.
He literally took the guy's job. That's pretty. I mean, he looked really good in high school. Top prospect. I thought he was going to be really good at Clemson. Wrong.
Can you let me know what you think happened?
I honestly think certain athletes hit their peak at younger ages, if that makes sense. Like, and it's weird that it happened for him in college, or not even college, in high school.
Yeah.
But I mean, you see a lot of kids. You see a lot of it. Like, we all know someone from middle school who was 6'2" in middle school.
Yeah.
Or 5'11" in middle school, is sort of tall. Like, and then they're a senior in high school and they're 5'11".
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just stuff like that. I think just athletically, he was way more gifted than everyone in high school.
Yeah.
And obviously it's another level, but there's just certain throws that he wasn't able to make in that game that
it's like he's
to be
slower
able to
read
make.
Yeah,
it's almost like I feel like he has the talent, the body, all of it of a 5-star, right? Which he was a 5-star.
Yeah.
But he just don't look extremely confident like every other 5-star that I've seen. Like, it seems like every other 5-star I've seen, I mean, not even 5-stars, just quarterbacks like the USC quarterback or Nico.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just slinging it. And it's almost like, I don't know if he's not sure about the passes, but it's not, I don't see an extreme elite level of confidence out of him from the outside looking in. I don't know.
Dude, I think you stated that perfectly. It's honestly, he has a problem with his confidence.
Yeah.
And that's really what I see. I mean, because like you said, him throwing the football doesn't look bad.
No.
It doesn't look like he's throwing a bad football. But I don't know. He's slow to pick up reads. He doesn't have it.
Yeah.
And that's okay sometimes. But you look at some of these top passers that we saw this weekend. I mean, Cam Ward came in with utmost confidence at a new school. Miller Moss came in with utmost confidence at the same school, but first game as a starter. Or not first game as a starter because he played a bowl game. But I don't know, man. DJ was easily the most disappointing player this week because obviously coming back to Florida State, or not coming back, but coming to Florida State, you would expect more.
Yeah.
But
I like the Georgia Tech quarterback, not as an NFL prospect or nothing, but he was just good running quarterback, solid. Good college quarterback.
Yeah.
I think.
Is Georgia Tech ACC?
Yeah. They can make some noise. They won't win it all, but they won't.
They can definitely make some noise.
And the thing is, DJ Uiagalelei is he's the type of player who, for some reason, people are just gonna forget the film, and he's gonna have like a a pro day.
Yeah.
And people are gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, 6'5" quarterback and throw it 100 yards, but whatever." And it's like, y'all didn't watch.
That also happened with Joe
Milton.
Milton.
Y'all have, a 4 or 5 year?
Yeah, that happened with Joe Milton as well.
Yeah.
I hope people don't overreact to Joe Milton just because he was, I don't know. Because even, and people said that about Anthony Richardson. I don't know if you remember that. When Anthony Richardson was coming out, it was a lot of, oh, y'all obviously weren't watching the film. I saw Anthony Richardson make freaking plays in college. I don't care what. This is the thing with my quarterback. If I'm drafting as an NFL general manager, the first thing I look for, and this might be bad, but the first thing I look for, if it's me, I'm looking for confidence.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a guy with swag who can come out there, lead a team with no hesitation, slice and dice through the defense.
Like Spencer Rattlers, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
if you throw a pick, what I want to see, can you get over that pick?
Yeah.
That's me. That's what I want to see, because if you're complacent as a quarterback, if you're not pushing the ball downfield and attacking, then what type of football team am I going to be? What type of mood does that set for my football team?
Yeah.
Am I just going to be a conservative team that just is okay with consistent 2-yard pickups, 2-yard checkdowns? Am I okay with playing cover 4 the entire game and bringing no pressure off the edge? That's kind of the mood it sets when you draft a quarterback like that. But yeah, I don't know that. So hopefully he comes back, because they can still win the ACC.
Facts.
But we'll have to see.
Facts.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be bringing more college football talk. We're trying to get more tuned in as weeks go on, so we will become more educated. But like, comment, and subscribe, and peace out.